Hari Om. The Lord in the Bhagavad Gita says, Samshayatma Vinashyati. What does it really mean? Samshayatma Vinashyati, what does it really mean? In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, Samshayatma Vinashyati. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. Samshayatma means this doubting person, Vinashyati. He perishes. Right? But one who has Shraddha, one labate jnanam. One who has Shraddha, labate jnanam. But Samshayatma Vinashyati. Now, what does it really mean? See, if a person goes on doubting, you are really destroyed. Please reflect on this. I have said this in my own Life Relax Please book there. Please read it. Lot of these examples I have said is there. Again, the example of a person, right? Mullah Nazruddin goes home. First thing he goes home, his wife checks the coat and he finds there's one hair. He says, now you are having affair with your secretary. Mullah says, having affair with you, I've suffered this birth, many births. No, I can't afford another affair. But still she starts bugging. Then he comes home next day. When Mullah Nasruddin from the office goes there, he finds a grey hair on the coat. Now he says, now you are having affair with old woman also. Useless fellow, Kurukshetra battle. He says, no, it's not affair. I really don't want affair. He's accidentally falling, but still doubting. See how Samshayatma doubting. Again, even though Mullah is so beautiful, wife is suffering. Then what happens? Then he comes next day, he makes sure there's no hair on the head, he clears the coat clearly. Now there's no reason for her to fight. Now confidently goes there, no reason. Mullah's wife looks at the coat, no hair. Now Mullah is confident. Now she screams at the top of her voice, now you are having affair with bald woman also. With bald woman also you are affairing. You see, Samshayatma Vinashyati. Samshayatma Vinashyati. If you go on doubting, you will perish. Now this type of mind don't have. This type of mind you don't have. Now it does not mean to say a person should not have doubt. Please get this. Here you should not have an unhealthy doubt. Some people don't have doubt only. That is also not correct. That is being gullible. Some people do not know how to direct your doubt. Different thing. This is an unhealthy doubting. Some people don't have any doubt also is ridiculous, because doubt is a part of an intelligence also. Please get this. And some people do not know how to direct the doubt. A child, father looks at the essay which the son has written, small child has written. As many words in the essay, as many spelling mistakes are there. As many words in the essay, as many spelling mistakes are there in the essay. Now the father says, son, what type of essay this is? Whenever you have a doubt, see, this is a dictionary. Take the dictionary and see the spelling. You correct your mistakes. Take the dictionary and see. Right? Whenever you have a doubt, take the dictionary and correct. No. But the son says, I have no doubt at all. He says, I have no doubt. So where is the question? But every mistake is spelling mistake. Are you getting this? There are some people who never doubt themselves. But they'll doubt a Krishna. They'll doubt a Buddha. They'll doubt a Mahavira. But they won't doubt themselves. Now this is also very unhealthy. Please get this. This also becomes very unhealthy. So you should know what is called healthy doubting. And if you don't know healthy doubting, then again life becomes a mess. Learn to doubt yourself. Am I really growing in life? Is there really a progress in my life? And if I say, if there's no progress in my life, why there's no progress in life? Such types of doubt, encourage yourself. Because it's a part of intelligence. Whenever there's a boredom, the boredom is telling you there's a better way of living. Don't snub that boredom. The way you're living life is monotonous and boring. There's a better way. Alright, so therefore every time it tells you something. So it's very important that you get this, and therefore please see, I want you to understand properly, because some people read the Bhagavad Gita and absolutize these statements. Samshayatma Vinashyati. You should not doubt. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. Have Shraddha, and they'll have every Shraddha to any idiot who comes. Any idiot means he'll have Shraddha. Anybody wearing saffron rose, Shraddha. And each one takes one trip, one janma becomes one trip. Please see, one janma becomes one trip. I saw in the paper recently, one politician making a statement, interesting statement making there, right, when I become Prime Minister of the country, in 1 week he'll solve the Kashmir and Pakistan problems. Kaisa ho sakta hai aisa? 1 week? So confidently. Like this, many gurus come there, I've seen. One person says, you just chant the mantra, you'll go to moksha. Alright, anything, and therefore many lives have you seen. You get trapped, one guru will take you one whole life, you will try to make the body perfect. Then you realize that body is, however it is imperfect. It is like telling the river, right, not to float, not to flow. One janma goes in that. Another janma goes in something else. Another janma goes in this. So please see, don't be gullible. Don't be credulous. Alright? At the same time, have healthy doubt. Third important thing is, learn to doubt yourself. But instead of doubting yourself, you go on doubting everybody else. Learn to doubt yourself. There's a beautiful story of a mystic. There was a great mystic who had made thousands of disciples had become enlightened in his presence. Thousands of disciples become enlightened. Now, but his son was not involved at all, because people always close to you will take you for granted. There's one type of sickness that is. People far will have bhakti. People close, they take you for granted. Because they'll say the guru also goes to the bathroom, I also go to the bathroom. He also eats 4 idlis, I eat 3.5 idlis. Right? He also goes sleeps, I also sleep. He also wear dresses, I also wear dress. Without dress, he is as ugly as I am. No, we just see the periphery of the guru. So therefore, this man did not see the knowledge, the wisdom of the guru, who was father. Other people who are not close got liberated, he said, but the son did not. The father, out of deep compassion and love, calls his son and says, son, tomorrow I am going to die. Please learn this meditation from me. He says, no daddy, today I am not in the mood. Today I am not in the mood. Then again he tells, please learn meditation. He says, I am not in the mood. And he thought father is bluffing that tomorrow he will die. And the story goes, he really dies. When he really dies, then he starts crying. All people liberated, they have become jyotis, and he is still in darkness. When I read this story, what touched me is, he doubted the father's wisdom. He did not doubt himself. Whether I am growing, whether I am evolving, he did not doubt himself. He went on doubting the wisdom of the others. So you should direct your doubt also properly. So if you direct your doubt properly, then when Lord Krishna says samshayatma vinashyati, he only means that always doubting. The example of Mullah Nasruddin's wife is what you should not really have. Okay? Continuing further, the next question is, why does fear kill us? Why does fear kill us? Just this morning I got from the internet, somebody has mailed me this, knowing that I am giving a talk today. Why does fear kill us? Is not the object of fear responsible for our fears? Is not the object of fear responsible for our fears? Is this question. Please understand this. Why does fear kill us? If you take a knife and stab you, why are you taking a knife and stabbing? Oh, because it is sharp. Because it looks colorful. I want color to go inside. If you are killing yourself with a knife, knife is not responsible for your killing. You are using it wrongly, no? So too also, and when people kill themselves, for me such a great mystery. Look, this wonderful body, it's so beautiful. You tell the body, kill yourself, also it kills. It's such a good servant to you. But you have to be the master for it to be a servant. But the master should be an intelligent master. Such a wonderful body, you should start looking at it as God. Right? Because it does, even killing yourself it does. If you can does killing yourself, right, you can do blessing yourself also. So you should be wise to see a body blesses you and not kills you. So too also this body can kill you and bless you. Your fear can kill you, the fear can bless you. Again, don't take fear to be bad. Even though the Veda talks about fear, Udaramantaram kurate atatasya bhayam bhavati. He talks of, but in the Navarasas, Bhayanaka is also a rasa. In the Navarasas, Bhayanaka also is a rasa. You see, that's why don't get confused now. One place is fear is denounced, another place fear is appreciated. That's why people get confused, they read the scripture. Hey, one place they say like this, one say like this. Therefore, Vyasa in his Brahma Sutra, he says, Tattu Samanvayat. Shastra Yonitvat Tattu Samanvayat. So, Shastra is a yoni for all the mantras of the Veda. Yoni means a womb. Alright, don't think each one appears contradictory. No, but Tattu Samanvayat. All are going towards one basic goal there. So, therefore, one place, now fear, right, is used, another place, fear is said. Bhayanaka is a good rasa you should have. Please feel this example. Your hand can kill you, your hand can bless you. It all depends not on the hand, how I use this hand. Fear can kill you, fear can bless you. So therefore, it's all how you use your fear. Why fear can bless you when fear is an indication, when it is giving you light. Fear is telling you, hey, look at life differently. Fear is like an alarm, like pain in the body. Pain in the body, don't be against pain in the body. When there is a pain in the body, it is an alarm system which tells you something is wrong with your body. Don't try to snub the pain. If you don't have any pain, it is more harmful. Say something injury happens to your finger and there is no pain. You will not even know it is something injury has happened. Pain gives you, give attention towards it. Give healing energy towards it. Give blessing energy towards it. So pain is a gift of nature. Right? Body pain is a gift of nature. So too, when you have fear, fear is an intelligence telling you something. Now you have to be sharp enough to understand that intelligence. And when you are sharp enough, then you will be wise enough, then fear will guide you. But if you use your hand wrongly, it will stab you. If you use your fear wrongly, it will kill you. So therefore, please understand, therefore what should you do? How to use? You have to increase your awareness. You have to increase your chaitanya. Like I always say, like a vocalist, a musician increases his awareness and then he sings the lyrics according to the thal. According to the beats, he sings his lyrics. Dha, deen, deen, da, deen, da, ta, teen, ta, takka, deen, da. According to the lyric, he puts it. According to the rag, he sings. It's Bhupali one. It is Durga, another. It is Malkons, another swara. So his awareness is in the rag, right? It is in the thal. Then he puts his bhav. How much of awareness you need to do that? He has to remember the lyrics. He has to put it in the note. He has to put in the thal. He has to put the feeling into it. All it does it by constant, he increases awareness, it starts happening. So to increase your awareness, then you will know how to use fear and not be a victim to fear. If you don't increase the awareness, I have seen so many sadhus, etc., in Rishikesh, etc., torturing this body. They stand on thorns. Some people injure certain parts of the body because it's creating problem to them. No, these are all until the body is not the problem. What is in the body is the problem. Body is, it tells you whatever you do it. So therefore, please get this thing. So increase your awareness. Like a musician, how you will put increase, and when you increase it, you will realize it. If you don't increase your awareness, your fear will project a reality, and the projected reality will appear to be real. If your fear is increased, Your fear will project and spin a reality, and the reality which is projected appears to be real. Mr. Sharma, very afraid to take a flight, but he had to go take a flight. So therefore, because wife says you must go to the business, people generally follow the orders of the wife. So therefore, the Sharma goes, no plane, fear, afraid to plane, because plane takes off, afraid, he sits down there full of fear and sees a person next to him and he gives a artificial smile, fear eating him up, and then he turns on the side like that, and he turns aside, he sees small ants like thing going, and he tells the person next to him, Sharma tells the person next, my God, we are so high in the air, we are seeing people like ants going. The person next to him, he says, the flight has not taken off itself. The flight has not even taken off. Those are real ants. Actually, real ant was moving that side. So when you have fear, the projected reality projects a reality, and the objected reality appears to be a subjective reality. And therefore, please understand the gimmick and the drama of fear is not because of fear, your level of awareness is not good. Since your level of awareness is not good, this is the mess it makes up your life there. So therefore, please see, is not the object of fear responsible for fear? No. The object of fear is only an object of fear, but fear is coming where? Within you. Once in New York, I did a course on mountaineering when I was a little more younger. I did a course on mountaineering, and when we did a course on mountaineering in New York, it was like two mountains, two hillocks. They'll put a rope there, and we have to hold the rope below and go like this. So in between they'll say look down, and in the valley it will be hundreds of feet down. So as we are going hundreds of feet down, we are going there, and you will see some people will say, no, I am coming out of the course, because when they go down means and they tell you it is not possible for it to fall, because we have so many backup methods, and nothing is going to happen. We'll have backup methods, because if somebody falls in a course there, the company will be gone with so much of suing, millions of dollars they'll sue. In spite of it, people were so scared. And then people realize the fear is coming from where? Within. In spite of all security, fear comes from within. If I tell you people to walk from this end to another end in a length of 1 feet, and in the width of 1 feet, I tell you to walk, all of you would easily walk, no? If the same thing is shifted about 100 feet up and tell you to walk, every step means gada, every step. Why? What is that? The fear is coming from your own self. So therefore, please get this. Alright, first recognize the fear is coming from your own self. And when you recognize that, then you will be able to and increase your awareness. Something will tell you how to sail through. Like when you eat food, that much of wisdom nature has given how to digest the food. You don't tell your pancreas to secrete insulin. You don't tell your kidney to do this. There is an intrinsic intelligence there. So therefore, unless you have disturbed that, so to intrinsic intelligence how to handle, but your awareness has to increase, and then it will happen. Hari Om Tat Sat.